before we get to the Thanksgiving wishbone, we're going to get to your funny bone right now. I want to welcome from the Comedy Club, Phil Chait. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to see you again.
So you have an event coming up here. You got one of your comedy clubs, and you're going to be the MC of the event.
Yeah, one of the privileges of being president is I get to open up with 10 minutes of jokes.
You get to book yourself.
So I have to do it on the one that opens up for the, even though a lot of times we have 2 acts,
right.
So we actually have 3 for that night, but I open up the first 10 minutes, so it's a full night. I mean, as I tell people, for the $10 admission that they pay, you get coffee, you get cake, and you get about an hour and a half of laughs. In fact, our last couple of shows have been so successful. So the acts got, not me, the acts got standing ovations after the show.
Wow.
So it's been very successful.
And this one's coming up Thursday, October 23rd. It's over at Clubhouse 5, and you have Ken Block. And I want to, before you tell me about him, I want to take a real quick look at a clip from him doing his show.
Okay.
Good morning, children. You know, learning can be fun.
I tell you, it ain't easy being me, you know.
Wow. Good morning, children. You know, learning can be fun.
I tell you, it ain't easy being me, you know. Like my kid. My kid goes to a tough school. One day the teacher said, "What comes after a sentence?" My kid said, "Parole."
I tell you why I'm upset, Jerry. I tell you why I'm upset.
George! Why aren't you going to report it? You got to report it! Report it! Oh, yeah!
That was a great clip of Ken. Tell me about how you found him.
He actually contacted me, and then I did some research on him, and the comedian we had last month, Wendy Lehman, actually, their parents know each other really well, so they kind of grew up with each other. She also gave me a high recommendation on him. So I looked him up, we spoke a while, and then seeing his clips was amazing. Like you just saw a brief clip of him. He does an unbelievable Rodney Dangerfield.
Right.
He does all the actors, from Seinfeld.
Right.
He does All in the Family. He does politicians. He does singers. He does Roy Orbison and all the rest. He's actors like Christopher Walken. So he has over like 100 different voices he does.
Right. He does his shows out in Vegas usually, right? So he's like, he packs the house out there.
Oh yeah, and his act, usually our acts, the main acts are like 45 minutes. So he's doing 90-minute act.
Wow.
I said to him, all right, well, I said, so he's going to do a 90-minute act. I only get to do 10 minutes in the beginning, but he does 90 minutes. And it's just nonstop. It's a nonstop show. It has visuals. It has everything. He doesn't have a big backing band like he does in Vegas. We can't afford that. But we have a backing track for him and videos behind him. So as I said, it's going to be a full-on show.
Sounds like it's going to be a fun night. So when you do this, when you first started deciding you wanted to do a little comedy, you want to try this thing, where do you get your material? What do you think about? How do you come up with like, hey, this could be something?
I do a lot, go all over the place hearing everything. I mean, very few comics jokes are original, and I'm not going to tell everyone I don't write those jokes. The only thing I do to the jokes is I edit them.
Okay.
In other words, I try to change them to more demographically Laguna Woods, like, an older couple, an older gentleman, rather than, a young teenager and stuff, so they can relate more to that. So that's basically what I do, is I take some of the jokes and I just move them around and change the wording and so on, whatever else. But there's just so many sources of it, etc. So I try not to take anything from any mainstream comics because everyone heard that. So I go for the real obscure stuff.
Okay.
And I found that most of the jokes that I do tell, very few people have ever heard it before, which is the perfect way of doing it. So I mean, yeah, but it's fun, and I didn't realize when I took the job that was part of it, to do an opening, whatever. But I love it, so I don't mind doing it.
There you go. It's kind of a fun way to, and it's really kind of like, I would imagine that if you get up there and the jokes are hitting, the people are laughing, that's got to feel, I mean, they're enjoying it, but you probably really enjoy that too.
And in fact, Fritz Coleman, in the middle of the show, he didn't know, he was a little incorrect. When he walked on the stage, he goes, "Oh my God, I feel honored to follow Henny Youngman." and he said, and he wanted me to open on the road for him because I'm older than him. I had to tell Fritz, actually, I'm not older than him. But anyway, that's besides the point. But that was a very high compliment from him. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the one thing is, I'll say, we're trying to get some big names here, and some of the comedians that have been here already basically have told people they know, some of the bigger names out there, that this is such a great audience to work for, because our audiences are all into it. They're all into laughter, into separate. I mean, they're into it. They're a great audience, and most of the comedians that have been here have told me that. In fact, Fritz Coleman, after his last appearance, called me right afterwards and said, I want to come back twice next year.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, I mean, that's how much they enjoy being here. I mean, and trust me, we're not paying them thousands and thousands
It's not
of
for the
dollars.
paycheck.
Not when we charge people $10 admission, we're not. So, but the point is that they just like playing for our audience and they enjoy it so much. And we have big audiences. I mean, the average audience is like 350 people. Fritz did over 500. So, I mean, they're big audiences, but just the way they interact with them, they love it. So they like coming here.
Okay. Have you done comedy before? Is something that you just kind of discovered along the way? When did you start?
Me?
Yeah.
I tried 50 years ago, way
really?
back when, and I lived in New York at the time. And but those were the days of Saturday Night Live just starting with Eddie Murphy and all those guys. And I said, I'm going into a different field. I said, because I wasn't anywhere near their class or whatever else. So I did it for, at college open mic nights and stuff.
Right,
fun, but
right.
it never was going to be a profession.
And those are tough crowds. The New York crowds, they'll give it to you.
Well, I won't say some of the comments that they say when you're up on stage, but it's not that a boy. So we'll put it that way.
There was not a lot of pat on the backs.
They use different words in New York too to express their feelings towards you. So no, we won't use that one.
So you had an early retirement from comedy, but you made a comeback.
Yeah, well, yeah. As I said, I had no idea when I asked for this job, but I mean, the club is great, as I said, and the value for your money for $10 is a great deal out there. I'm really surprised more people don't try to get in because, again, you get to laugh for an hour and a half and get fed.
Yeah.
And it's $10, but there's no membership. So it's just pay at the door when you come in, and that's basically it.
There you go. Now, you talked about the Fritz Coleman show. What the other shows you had recently have been pretty good, right?
Well, last month we had Monica Piper and Wendy Liebman, both very highly acclaimed comedians, and they did great. They had a great show. And then we've had Brian Scheel and Brian Con. A lot of these people are in the industry. They're television writers and this and that. Most of them have won awards. Almost every one of them have been on all the late night shows. So I mean, it's just they're very well known. They're not just picked. They're very well known.
It's pretty high caliber folks coming in.
Yeah, and they, again, we don't pay them a lot, but they want to come here because they enjoy being here and they enjoy the audience. So for them, it's just a good gig to have.
And are you planning out like you have November and other stuff?
November we had a cancellation of one of our people, so I'm looking for new ones. But next year it's probably going to be more the same roster we had this year. Brian Schell, Brian Con, but we are going to add a few surprises in there. But I don't want to tell anybody. But we have pretty much blocked out where I'm going to do it. Again, Fritz twice, so I know that's 2 months
Fritz.
going to be gone. And
Double
then
dip.
we'll get I'm not going to turn him down when he draws 500 people a night. I'm not turning him down. So as I said, but we'll have other people there. But a lot of the same comedians, but different acts. Everyone always says, oh, I saw him last year. And I said, yes, you saw him last year, but he's doing a different act. You're not going to remember what he did from last year.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be all different. And that's one thing I tell them. I say, just please, just change the material from the last time you were here. And they do. So it's a really good experience.
And for Ken, when you saw him do his stuff and you've seen that, it's kind of like a cool flashback in terms of like almost like seeing these people like, Rodney Dangerfield, and you have all the memories of his jokes and his comedy too, and so you're kind of getting a double for your money.
It's not just the voice; he actually does pretty funny bits.
Yeah,
so it's not just a joke. But I'll tell you, he does an amazing. All the actors from Seinfeld, George and Jerry and all that stuff, and there's Dangerfield and Jackie Mason. He does a fantastic Jackie Mason and Roy Orbison. So yeah, as I said. People shouldn't miss this show. I'll just say they should not miss this show. This is going to be a different one than we've had before, and it's going to be a long 90-minute show. So you're going to get plenty of entertainment. Yeah, entertainment for it.
All right, so that one's coming up Thursday, October 23rd, over at Clubhouse 5. It's going to be going $10 at the door, and go in there and enjoy a good night of comedy. Phil Chait from the Comedy Club. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.